Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And it is again Monday, Max Monday, as always, 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. on Pokemon Go. And today is another brand new Dynamax released into the game, one we haven't had before, and it is Kabuto. Kabuto has now been released, and you could probably expect it because, of course, the Adventure Week starts tomorrow. Now, the Adventure Week, we'll talk a little bit about it during the stream, but it's a lot different than the previous Adventure Weeks in the years gone by. This one is a completely different event. It's normally my most looked forward to event during the year. It's probably my most enjoyable event during the year because I do like all the fossil Pokemon. I love all the dinosaur Pokemon, etc. And the actual fossil set back in 1999, in terms of the TCG, the cards, was my favourite set. The fossil set was my favourite set that was released back in 1999. So I definitely look forward to Adventure Week on Pokemon Go. But this year, they seem to have ruined it a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit about that during the stream. Hey Aston, how are you? Thanks so much for joining, mate. Hopefully you're doing okay. Seems ages since the last went live. And of course, we didn't do a live stream last Tuesday because I was doing that charity walk on Wednesday. So it was actually last Max Monday, last week. So it's just turned 6 p.m. now. I'm doing great. Did a ton of grind during the Steel Scales event. Yes, I did a ton of grind, taking me time with every single throw, trying to get as many excellence as possible. That was definitely the way of that event. We managed to get, amazingly, I didn't play on Wednesday at all doing that charity walk, so I didn't actually play at all during the whole 37 miles of that walk. I was aiming to play, but then ended up not doing so, and of course we did lose a day of that event then because of that. But yeah, the 4 times crazy. 4 times XP must have been crazy for you. Yes, it was. 100%. It was just insane, really. The amount of XP that was on offer during that event. And of course, Stardust. 4 times catch Stardust as well. So every time I went out for an hour grind, let's say, I always did Star Piece, Lucky Egg, and Aurora timed it for the hour. So I could make an half an hour Lucky Egg and Star Piece last for a whole hour. And that's every single time that I went out. What was your start and end XP for the event? So I actually ended up earning 32.3 million during the event. That's what I earned during the 5 days of the event. And like I say, one of the days we didn't actually do anything. I was hoping to get towards 40 million during the event, but of course, with doing that charity walk, I didn't manage it. So 32.3, more than happy with that. Yeah, 32.3 million, 5k catches, and of course, lucky egging and trying to excellent throw as many as possible. I think we managed to hit about a 20 combo in terms of excellent throws on one occasion. I was counting them. I was like, I'm doing quite a lot of excellent throws here. Let's start counting them. So I started counting them as I was doing them. It's a shame that it doesn't pop up. That would be quite a cool feature. If you go like 10 excellent throws in a row, that it pops up and or it gives you an extra item, let's say, or whatever. Around 67 mil. That is crazy, man. That is absolutely insane. Right, 738. Right, okay, so we started Kabuto Max Monday on pretty much the worst one you can get. I played 6+ hours daily. That is some real commitment there, Aston. Well done one for that there, mate. That is absolutely amazing. Hey Kiki, how are you? That is probably one of the highest XP totals I've seen from like a, you know, a non-YouTuber player, let's say, because the YouTubers just go really mad on it because obviously they can. But yeah, I was lucky enough to be off work. I just couldn't go for so longer grinds. One, for the area I live in, and two, obviously, like I say, for doing that charity walk. But that is absolutely insane. 67 mil in a week. That is ridiculous. Is that a G-Max Shiny Lapras? It is, yes. I wanted to make the most of the event since we are both racing to 1 bill. Yeah, you're probably going to start overtaking me before too long. What are you on now then in terms of total XP? Kiki's in India right now. That is cool. I have a mansion. Awesome. I bet it's very cheap in India as well. Six shinies during the Feedback Spotlight Hour. I think I got 5, I think. So yeah, not far off different there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that you're in your home country. So yeah, we haven't got our other comment phone today, because I was in a bit of a rush leaving the house, trying to move things about in the house and do housework, believe it or not. So yeah, second Kabuto of the evening. Where's the weirdest place this game made you walk? Well, if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't have really got into walking, and it's only due to getting into walking that I started doing charity walks every year. So I would say the game's made me walk from like Wales to Derby, which is like 100 odd miles. But yeah, obviously that was for a different reason, but it was a game that got me into walking. So yeah, Kabuto can be shiny, 1 in 5, 12 odds for the Dynamax. And of course, it's been a shiny release before in the game for many, many years now. One of the first ever fossil Pokemon to get its shiny release. Of course, it is from Generation 1, so that was to be expected. So yeah, it's been on the game many, many years, the shiny has. It's just never had its Dynamax form until today. You have a Shundo Kabuto, that is very, very cool Shundo. Are you ready for Eternatus? So Eternatus is going to be really, really exciting. That Max Finale event is going to be really, really interesting to see how it actually works, really, because I know you can only get 1 Eternatus. Whether you're going to be able to get the Eternatus Max or whether it's just a normal one, we'll have to wait and see. I would assume it's only going to be the normal one. I can't see us going the Eternatus Max. And with us only being able to get 1, similar to the Cub Fruit when that first got released, I can only expect that you won't be able to trade it. So you won't be able to lucky trade it. So if it is a really, really bad one, that's not a bad Kabuto though. 15, 14, 13. Not bad at all, really. Shame it isn't green. So we'll start heading down to this one. But yeah, if it is a really, really bad Eternatus, then I think you're just going to have to live with it for now. Until we do make them tradable, if we do. Maybe we won't be able to trade them at all. Maybe it'll go down as a mythical and you won't be able to trade it. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm hoping that you can get more in future. But I have seen a lot of reports online with Eternatus. Can you invite me to a Mega Raid? I think it's Mega Aerodactyl now, because of a Fossil Week. But yeah, I can do a Mega Raid. There's 1 hatching here in 26 minutes. But if there's an earlier one, we can do that. If not, we'll do this one on the way back up. But yeah, I can definitely invite you to Mega Aerodactyl in a bit. But yeah, I think with Eternatus, obviously, there's been a lot of reports online that being able to max it out is going to be a ridiculous amount of XL candy. So the XL candy for a normal Pokemon to be maxed out from level 40 to 50 is 296. 296 XL candy to get it up those 10 levels from 40 to 50. And with Eternatus, it's been rumoured and a lot of code has been found online. People who delve into the codes and stuff like that, they've seen that the amount of XL candy that you need to get it up to level 50 is around about 900. Now, I'm unsure whether when you get to level 49 on your Eternatus, you need 900 to get it to level 50, just one level, or whether it's going to be the whole lot from level 40 to 50. I'm not too sure. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. Do you follow Galix? I don't know. I don't think I've heard of him. I don't know. Is he on Twitter or X? I think everybody still calls it Twitter now, don't we? I don't think anybody really goes around and says, "Are you on X?" Just doesn't sound right. I think it's always going to be known as Twitter. But yeah, Gallic. Who's Gallic? Is he some like crazy Pokemon Go player? $708. Rubbish. I'll just drop an egg off. Check out his infograph. I'm not promoting. Right, okay. I'll have a look after this. Gallic. Right, okay. I'll check it out after this. Yeah, Mystic 7 goes quite a lot of the meetups. The one I really like, the YouTuber I really like, is JT Valor. JT Valor just seems so down to earth. Like, he doesn't go like mad for a spotlight. He just literally does his thing, posts it, you know, gets people involved. He just seems like a really sound youth. So yeah, I would really like to meet JT Valor. He just seems really cool. He looks like he's got a lot of time for people. I think if I was looking to somebody to be like to like look up to as how to act as a YouTuber, then that would be the person. JT Valor probably. Dynamax Shiny is debuting along with regular from August the 6th to 12th. I haven't seen that yet. Is there a mega raid near you can invite me to? I'll have a look in a minute. There was just a mega egg. Got a wasp around me somewhere. There was just a mega egg, but it doesn't hatch until 26 minutes. And that's still the case. So yeah, 18:33, I can invite you. So 22 minutes time. Yeah, so stay tuned and I'll invite you, don't worry about it. We'll definitely do one on the stream anyway. I do use Discord, yeah. I haven't got my own server or anything like that. I've got my own community server, which I'm the ambassador and lead community of. But yeah, I have got Discord. I'm available on Discord. Yeah, sure. Should be able to find me. It should be just Danzo Biggins, unless I think you just need username, don't you, for adding on Discord? I don't think you need like a trainer code or anything like that. I don't think what's it? I think you should just be able to search Danzo Biggins. It should come up. I haven't got any remote raid invites. Sorry, Kiki. So I can invite you if you've got remote raid invites, but I haven't got any spare. Yes, I've just had a friend notification come up. Discord. Yeah, I've got that come through. So yeah, so the third Kabuto of the evening, 774 was the last one, which wasn't actually too bad, really. So of course, this week we will be live for tonight, Max Monday, and of course tomorrow, Spotlight Hour. Again, I apologise that I wasn't live last Spotlight Hour. Just a little bit too much going on that evening. Trying to have an early night because of getting up for that charity walk. I had to wake up at 4:30 for that charity walk, which was difficult. And then trying to eat like pasta at 4:30 in the morning is pretty challenging. It's not what your body really wants, but just shovel it down anyway. Right, so we've won that. Quite an easy one to take down with Excadrill or Venusaur. Either or is really, really easy. $778, so slightly better than the 774. Maybe a 98. I don't know what the 100 of this is. This has got to be very close to the 100. Oh, no way. 778 is a 98. That is one of the best Dynamax battles we've done on a Max Monday, to be fair. Still got a couple of winner raid tasks then from the Steel and Scales event. So yeah, of course, we'll go to that Dynamax in just a moment, but while I'm sitting down, I might as well stay sitting down for the time being. We're in no rush. The Steel and Scales event, of course, ended yesterday. Very, very nice event. 4 times catch XP, 4 times catch Stardust, as well as a new shiny release with Rookidee. Rookidee's going to get a community day anyway, so maybe you weren't too worried about not getting it that event with it having its community day shiny this next month in August. And of course, we had a brand new Pokemon as well on the raids, which was Honedge. Very, very nice Pokemon. I love Honedge. I love its evolution. Very, very cool. It's 10 p.m. Quarter past 10 p.m. is it? Oh, no, you're 4.5 hours ahead of me, I think, in India. Is it 4.5? Something like that. So yeah, it was a very, very cool event. We had pretty much everything you'd want out of an event. A new Pokemon release, loads of XP, loads of Stardust, a new shiny release. It pretty much had everything. I don't think you could say that about a lot of events. I think we either get a new shiny or we get a new Pokemon, but it's very rare that we get both. And of course, the XP and Stardust, that doesn't happen every day. The 4 times XP and Stardust, that is a ridiculous amount. Of course, we had it on Ultra Unlock Part 1. We got it on Ultra Unlock Part 2 again. Hopefully we get it again soon, because that was incredible and I'd love to grind another event with that. Luckily enough, I was off work this time, but unlucky we were doing that walk. But it was a super, super cool event. Now, in comparison, the Adventure Week starts tomorrow. Yes, free background Gigantamax. So, of course, from the Pokemon Presents, we got that free code, and using that code, you could get a free Gigantamax. So you could either get Rillaboom, I forgot the others now, Rillaboom, Inteleon, and Cinderace. There we go. Eventually you remember them. So yeah, Rillaboom, Inteleon, and Cinderace, and they had a background. Me personally, I chose Inteleon because I didn't get a decent Inteleon during the G-Maxes when we were out. But unfortunate for me, my Inteleon was pretty much the worst you could get. A 12-12-10. So I was hoping that I'd get a better one, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. Yeah, that's fair play. If you missed out on one, then it was a really good chance to get a free one by not doing anything at all, really. So really, really good choice. I chose Cinderace and got a good one. That's awesome. It's nice to see that people do actually get good ones when you get these free research. I always tend to get terrible mythicals and terrible research luck. Shiny Charizard, that'll be a cool G-Max. Now, of course, during that Max Finale event, we do have the likes of G-Max Charizard coming back, as well as all the current G-Maxes. Snom Evolution is going to cost 400 candies. Oh, that is terrible. At least, though, if you think about it, every single Pokemon which has cost 400 candies to evolve has a community day, except the Sinistea. Sinistea hasn't had a community day yet. It may have in the future. But if you think of all the 400 evolution Pokemon, we've had a community day for it. We've had Whalmer community, not Whalmer. What's your one? It is Whalmer. Yeah, it is Whalmer. We've had Whalmer, we've had Gyarados, we've had Swablu. You think about all the 400, every region has a 400 evolution. I think Larvesta will get a com day at some stage. I'm not saying it won't. I think it will get one at some stage. But if you go from like the first few gens and work your way up, you'll get to a stage where it hasn't had a com day yet, but every single generation tends to have a Pokemon that evolves 400 candy. Yeah, it's egg locked, but that doesn't stop them. That doesn't stop them. I think G-Max Charizard is on the Sunday of the Max Finale event, and G-Max Gengar's on the Saturday. Now, I won't be playing on the Saturday because I'm actually going away for that day, but I will be playing on the Sunday. So if there is any G-Max Charizards, I'll let you know. Hey, Darkrai fan, how are you? Nice to see you on the channel, mate. Hope you're doing okay. Just checking out, there is one down here. Why is there a Ghastly? Oh no, it's changed to a Kabuto. That's okay. So how many more can we do? We can do one more. I don't think we can collect those, no. So we can do one more Kabuto. And then what we'll do is we'll do our Daily Adventure Incense on the way back. And then we'll do a Mega Raid, the Mega Aerodactyl Raid as well on the way back. But yeah, the Adventure Week, I wanted to try and get round to talking about the Adventure Week. And of course, the Adventure Week starts tomorrow. So we've only had one day without an event. And now we're going straight into another event, which at least we get a day's rest, because in August, there is no day's rest. Every single day in August, and you can check this out for yourself, every single day in August, there is at least one event. Some days events overlap, similar to like that summer concert event, where we had summer concert as well as the Rewards Festival event. So some of them overlap, but then we also have other days where there's only one event. But every single day in August, there is an event happening, which is just crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's a nightmare for people like myself who are community ambassadors to try and organise and host all the events. It is an absolute nightmare. It becomes a full-time job as well as having a full-time job. So it is an absolute nightmare for us. We'd love a day off every now and again as ambassadors, but it is what it is. The game pushes more and more events at us now to try and get us spend more and more money. But that's the way it's gone. It is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Me personally, I'm quite happy to have 3 or 4 days in a row with not having an event and then have another event, you know, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, the Adventure Week that is on tomorrow is, how can I put it, disappointing, I would say. We have the Shiny Wiglet release, amazing. We have the Toad School release, amazing. So a new Pokemon and a new Shiny debut, as well as 2 times Catch XP, which again, very, very good. Feels a little bit annoying after the 4 times Catch XP event, but still 2 times Catch XP event is still very, very good. But the thing with it is that to get Wiglet at all in the game, you've got to go near a beach. Now, for me, I live in the middle of the UK. My nearest beach is 4 hours away, Liverpool, I would say. So it would be a little bit difficult for me to go to a beach and then to potentially stay there all day and only get a handful of Wiglet. I'm going to have to really see how many people online on the Tuesday when the event starts tomorrow, how many people get the shinies and what the shiny odds are, if the spawns are increased for Wiglet or not. Only after knowing all that information will I then decide whether it's worth going all that way for. It's a little bit annoying that you've got to go to somewhere like that. Now, the new Pokemon Toad School, again, is going to be location locked, so you'll only be able to find Toad School in places which are forests. So, realistically, to make a really nice event of it, to try and get yourself a shiny Wiglet and to try and get the Toad School, you need to either be in a beach or a forest, or try and find an area which has both. It'll be very, very difficult to do that. So, me personally, I'm going to wait and see what the feedback is on the event. If we haven't increased the Wiglet spawns, because when Wiglet first got released, I did go to Liverpool. I did go to a beach to get some Wiglet spawns, and we only got about 6 or 7 throughout the whole day. We were there for virtually 6 or 7 hours, and we only got about 6 or 7. So we got about 1 Wiglet every hour. So the spawns for Wiglet on beaches isn't normally that good. And if we don't increase that during the event, and we don't shiny boost Wiglet during the event, then I can't really see the point in going all that way to just come back with 6 or 7 Wiglets. So I'm hoping for the event that we will increase the spawns. That's all I can hope. And of course, if Wiglet can be found from research, then it allows other players that aren't anywhere near a beach, like myself, and a lot more trainers around the world, it allows them to get Wiglet as well. I'm hoping it is in research, but I won't hold my breath. I really think that they probably will just lock it in on beach areas and not put it in research, which will be disappointing. But the minimum we could do is surely we can release or shiny increase it, surely. You'd hope. But we'll have to wait and see. Like I say, I think I'm going to wait and see what people's thoughts are online tomorrow when the event starts. If there's loads of good reports that the Wiglet spawns have been increased, the shiny odds are increased, and everybody seems happy, then I'll head to a beach for one of the days this next week and just spend the day there. Perhaps Thursday, something like that. But then, if that isn't the case, then it's going to be a little bit disappointing. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Adventure Week event. It's perhaps not got me as excited as past years. I've really liked the previous years. I remember Cranidos being released shiny on one of them a couple of years ago, and I absolutely went mad for that. Walking around like a crazed man trying to find a shiny Cranidos. Ended up finally getting one after about 700 checks, and then ended the event on about 5, I think. So yeah, I miss those sort of adventure weeks. It's a little bit disappointing that you've got to go to a beach. I get the whole adventuring part, and you know, been making you to try and adventure to new places and different things like that. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult for some people to go to a beach just on a whim. But we may get a Wiglet, it may be shiny. I think you've got to increase the odds at least. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. How much longer is the Mega Raid? The Mega Raid, I'll head back up in just a second. So the last Dynamax Kabuto of Max Mundi is only a 743, probably a worse one of the evening. and it is a 2-star, 12, 10, 11. So very, very bad on that. So that pretty much wraps up the Max Mundi, the Dynamax Kabuto Max Mundi. Of course, very, very cool new Dynamax being released during what is going to be a fossil event starting tomorrow. And of course, we have that fossil research event as well on Saturday with the increased shiny of Tyrant and Amora. So that'll be a pretty cool event. And then of course, Sunday is G-Max Butterfree. Now, somebody's just asked in the comments as well how many shiny G-Maxes I've got. So let's just check that out. And we've got 13 of them. Now, I have traded a couple of my shiny G-Maxes away. For example, I did get 3 shiny Laprases, but I did trade those for G-Max Gengars in return. So the amount of G-Maxes shiny I've seen would probably be about the same, 13 in total. We have 1 Venusaur, 2 Blastoise, no Charizard unfortunately for the champ, 4 Gengar, of course, all of now which have been lucky traded, Kingler, then we have a Lapras, and then we had a Snorlax as well. So pretty, very happy about that. 4 Gengar, yeah, I only managed to get 2 Gengar myself, but the 2 have been traded to me via a Lapras in return. So I always try and, if I'm getting multiple of a different Gigantamax, I'm always going to trade it for a Gengar, if not like for like. So I'm happy with a G-Max Gengar, as many as I can. That'll do me. But yeah, so we'll start doing our Adventure Incense and heading back up the village to, yeah, Aston knows. Always Gengar. Just anything lucky trade, just, yeah, Gengar. So yeah, we'll start heading back up the village. We'll do our Daily Adventure Incense on the way back up there, and we'll do that Mega Aerodactyl raid as well. So Kiki wants an invite to a Mega Aerodactyl raid. Does anybody else want an invite to it? YT Slams, ho! Sorry, mate, I missed your comment before. How are you, YT? You okay? Yeah, Gengar lovers are a different breed. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks, mate. So one of the most annoying things that happened to me today on Pokemon GO, Kiki, unless you meet him in person in Manchester. Yeah, well, maybe one day. So yeah, so one of the most annoying things that happened to me on Pokemon GO today was I got a shiny Alolan Grimer. Again. You can call me Kian. Okay. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Kian. Yeah, so I got a shiny Alolan Grimer today. Very, very shiny. Goes purple instead of green. And then it ran away. I don't know why. Completely don't know why. I wasn't traveling in a car. I wasn't doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. And it just ran away. It fled away. I was gutted. I mean, don't get me wrong, Alolan Grimer is boosted anyway. It's 1 in 64. But you always get that sinking feeling when one runs away. And I always assumed that we couldn't run away unless you were driving at high speed or whatever. Now, whether I'd just experienced GPS drift, and because I did get a notification that you're moving too fast, and this is when I was sat down at home. So obviously I wasn't moving too fast, I was sat at home. But I wonder whether I'd got GPS drift, my player had ran away, ran back, I'd seen a Grimer, clicked on it, it was shiny, but because I got GPS drift, my game thought that I was going too fast, potentially. So I can't really tell you how to pronounce my name. That's fair play. Yeah, so it just ran, which was, yeah, it's really, really annoying. But in terms of Alolan Grimer, let's just have a quick look. Ah, right, okay. So perhaps it does just happen. Perhaps I've just been very lucky that it's not happened up till now. Perhaps it does just happen. So yeah, we've got 6 Alolan Grammars, 7 if you include that one we've already evolved to Muck. And that one is a very, very nice one, 96. So yeah, we're covered with Alolan Grammars. We're covered with Grammars in total, to be fair. A 98 Shadow Shiny. Super cool. So yeah, I wasn't too disappointed when I saw it was a Grammar, but if it was something that was full odds, for example, if it was a Rookidee, oh my god, I would have been like ripping my eyes out. I'd have been like gutted. Oh, no way. That is really, really annoying. Especially if it's like your first shiny of something. That is super annoying. JCat Edit, thanks so much for joining, mate. Where are you in the UK? So I'm like middle of the UK, Midlands area. Oh, Skidoo. Not bad. So yeah, are you in the UK as well? Down south. London way, or I did go down to London for Go Fest a couple of years ago. It was quite a cool event, really. London, yeah, so I'm like near towards Manchester way, in between Manchester and Birmingham. My bottle cap training is done. Finally got my Shundo Ray. Very, very nice Shundo choice. That is one of the nicest Shundos, because of course the shiny Rayquaza is like, I think it's like up there as one of the best shiny Pokemon. It is just so cool, and the Mega as well is just amazing. It's really, really useful in everything basically. So yeah, it's super cool. I know it was my son's birthday a couple of weeks ago, and he ended up doing a lucky trade for a shiny Rayquaza, and he ended up getting a Shundo Lucky Rayquaza on his birthday, which was just insane. So he's very, very happy because it's going to be so, so useful. I think he just needs the XL candies for it now. Yeah, so he ended up getting a Shundo Ray on his birthday, which was just insane. Couldn't get my Ray back because I stopped playing. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, well, hopefully you're back playing now. How long have you been back playing again now then? Mine became a Shundo too. Yeah, it's so much nicer when we're... A lot of people don't like them because they got the lucky background, but I'm not at all. I quite like the lucky background on some Pokemon. A few months, that's awesome. Hopefully you're enjoying being back. Oh yeah, did you know my shiny Gyarados named Gary is almost level 50? Awesome! I do keep seeing that as your buddy. I do keep seeing Gary as your buddy. And I half wondered why it was called Gary. But then of course Gyarados. wondered whether it was like a SpongeBob reference. I'm sure SpongeBob's like snail pet was called Gary, wasn't it? I'm sure of it. Perhaps I'm a bit too old to be watching SpongeBob. Yeah, it is. That's what immediately I thought of when I saw Gary, for example. For some weird reason, I'd just seen Gary and I thought, oh, SpongeBob reference. And I was like, no, it's because it's Gyarados, idiot. What is going on here? Okay, so it is called Gary because of SpongeBob. Well, it will be now anyway, if it wasn't already. We have been interrupted by a dance party. Look at this. They're just dancing. Do a little love. Make it a love. Get down there. Do the cha-cha. What is going on here? Oh no, can't catch him. Can't catch him. The wind is blowing in my eyes. What is going on? Ultra Ball, go. No. I'll tell you what. I think a Shundo is the only way he's going to stay in. There we go. We got it. We got it. Check your Pokemon storage. Yeah, we got both of them. See? Never doubt me. A 0-star and a 1-star, it was totally worth the, like, you know, 20 Pokeballs I took. Obviously over exaggeration, but still. It felt like 20 Pokeballs. Snorlax is never going to catch that CP with a Pokeball, surely. No, it didn't. Huge double. Can anyone fraud? Anyone fraudization? What do you mean by fraudization? Oh, trade. I was going to say fraud. I'll show you a fraudization. Zation. I have fraudization. Yeah, trading is in person only, unfortunately. You can only trade if you're 100 meters, I think it is. May even be 50 meters away from somebody. So, yeah, I think it's like 100 feet or something like that. So yeah, you've got to be quite close to trade with each other. Maybe one day we'll be able to trade. You never know. There might be like a UK event that both me and you end up going to and I can trade you as Asian. You never know. So yeah, for anybody who wants to add me as well, I have got a few more spaces available on my friends list. You can drop me an ad. So trainer code is going up on the screen. Drop me an ad using that trainer code. Let me know in the comments that you've added me. I've actually got to make a new friend task, so you would be doing a task for me as well. So how's about that? You can help me out as well as adding me as a friend. So yeah, make sure to send a trainer code, or a friend request should I say, to that trainer code. I feel bad. I feel bad doing excellent throws on these Pokemon. These could have been like 9,000 XP yesterday with a lucky egg. It just doesn't feel right. Cheers, JK. Like I say, we'll start building up a friendship, and you never know, we could end up being at a UK event together at some stage in the future. Ooh, Kekron. Yeah, the good old days. Hope it's Go Fest. Yeah, that'll be cool. To get another UK Go Fest, that'll be really cool. Even just like a UK Safari Zone would be cool. But yeah, hopefully we end up with another event at some stage. Ooh, that is close to a Nundo. That would have been such a cool Nundo to get. A 011 Kekleon. Yeah, that's fine, Kian. A wild area in the UK, that'll be pretty cool. I can only hope that when the shiny Stone Edge gets released, so like the UK exclusive Pokemon, I can only hope that when he gets released, it's during like a Go Fest event, and we have the Go Fest in UK because he's UK exclusive. That would be pretty cool. I'll be looking out for you then. Yeah, defo. Mega. Yeah, so I've changed my mind. We're not going to do the Mega anymore. We're just going to walk past it. And what we'll do is we'll zoom right in on it, just so Kiki can see us walking right past it. No, I'm not that mean. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, I'm only joking, Kiki. Right, let's jump in. Let's do it. Get ready for the invites. Does anybody else want me to invite? I'm going to invite Kiki and everybody else I've called Kiki. These are all Kiki's friends. That is some serious trolling. Yeah, it would have been really bad trolling. I can't do that. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out on Twitter tonight and see what people's reactions are for the adventure week. I hope it's a good event. I really hope that we haven't gone and messed adventure week up completely. I've just readied up. I do apologise, Kiki. I nearly did that as a solo then. It was lucky you just gave a lobby in time. Oh god, that would have been bad. If anyone else wants to join, you can join from the friends list. Jump on the friends list and you can see that I'm in a raid and you can join via that. Unless they turn it off. I know there were some issues with that, so they may have turned it off for the time being. Just me and Kiki by the looks of it. If I've missed anyone, let me know in the comments. I can back out and let you know when we're going back in. But now, me and Kiki. Mega Aerodactyl. It is a super cool Mega Pokemon. I do like Aerodactyl as a Pokemon. I was quite happy that when it was a London Go Fest a couple of years ago, I think 2023, Brockhurst Park. Yeah, so 2023 in Brockhurst Park in London was the Pokemon Go Fest. I did this Sunday morning in the park, or the Sunday afternoon, I can't remember. It was definitely a Sunday. And there was like a rock area bit, which you could go around and get all the rock spawns. other fossil spawns and different things like that. And Aerodactyl was the featured Pokemon with a costume during that event. It was Aerodactyl with a satchel, so it's got like a little bag going around it. Looks very, very cool. I'll show you in a minute. And I spent all day in the park, most of the day in the park, just looping around that one bit, trying to get an Aerodactyl with a satchel shiny. And didn't manage to get one the whole event I was there. There was like a big balloon that we were putting up in the last hour, and we wanted people to gather around the bus for the last hour of the event, do a couple raids and watch this big hot air balloon going up in the sky and different things like that. And we did that. And after that, there was about 5 minutes of the event still left. And I was like, I'm heading back there. So I headed back there, picked up all the research tasks, because some of those could be Aerodactyl as well. Picked up those and claimed one of those just on the stroke of the event finishing, and it was a shiny Aerodactyl with a satchel. The last check that I did, and it was a 98 as well. So it was a 14, 15, 15, or a 15, 14, 15, something like that. But yeah, it was only missing one star, and that was just amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was like the best Aerodactyl shiny that I'd seen throughout my group of friends that was there, and it was just the last check. It was just insane. So yeah, I was super, super happy with that. Yeah, so much for a night. Yeah, it was just, but it was insane. I think, you know, when people do these bottle caps and stuff like that, I think that's got to be one of the ones that's in contention for a silver bottle cap, because it's just like, I think quite a lot of people with the bottle caps, they get so obsessed with trying to do like the best Pokemon. So for example, I know a lot of people this time around have done a Zacian or a Zeramazenta. I would really, really recommend doing something that's more like memento to you. So if you've got something from like a really good experience of a game, or you was with like a really good mate at a time or whatever, I think it would be really, really cool to do that. You know, it may be something you've obtained through a lucky trade off like a really good mate like I did. And that just felt a lot more personal and a lot better to do as a lucky trade, as a bottle cap. Yeah, experience over meta, exactly. You know, I much prefer doing Pokemon which have a story behind them. You know, that's what the game's for, really, to create memories and create friends and stories and stuff like that. So, you know, I think being able to make something like that into a Shundo would be super cool. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend doing that over a meta-relevant Pokemon. So Winter Raid, we've finally done that task. Shiny Ray is my favourite mon, so bottled it. Yeah, exactly. So if it's your favourite, then bottled. Mine obviously was Gengar, it was my favourite, so I bottled it. So yeah. No shiny Aerodactyl, 1928. Any luck, Kiki, on the Aerodactyl? Finally hit an excellent throw. Still doesn't want to stay in the ball with an excellent throw. Another excellent throw. There we go. So 1928 is terrible. 2-star. 11, 12, 13. Very, very bad. Hopefully you've ended up better than that, because that is terrible. Right, Winter Raid tasks. Got 2 of these. These will be Dragon Pokemon. Frigibax, Goomy, or Jangamo, I believe. So we have Goomy, 413. Seems pretty high for a Goomy. We'll check that in a minute. And then the second encounter is Jangamo, 408. Again, seems pretty high for a Jangamo. So let's just check those out. 408 is not bad. 89, 15, 15, 10. And then 413 was high for a Goomy, 96. Not bad. So, pretty decent. Here it is, Stone Journey. I'm working on a new self-made quest, trying to catch Galarian Birds with red balls. Yes, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. especially red balls, because of course the Go Wild area, it was like super easy to catch with those Go Wild balls. I think we were something like that. They were like super easy to catch. You had like a higher catch rate, didn't we? So getting Galarian Birds during that event was really, really easy. I do hope we bring that event back around this year, because it was like it's safari balls, that's it. So yeah, I do hope that we bring that event back around this year, because I know it was its first year last year, but I think it was actually a really cool event. I think it had a lot of praise. I think a lot of people enjoyed it with the mighty Pokemon, or what you could call the alpha Pokemon, if you are familiar with the Nintendo Switch games. So yeah, I think it was really, really cool event, to be fair, with those mighty Pokemon and stuff. If you do bring it around this year, I would like them to change those mighty Pokemon, so we have different Pokemon that could be a mighty Pokemon. Dan's got a Shundo. I don't believe you, Kiki. I don't believe you. You're kidding, yeah. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If you did, I'm never inviting you to a raid ever again. Kiki's just popping in on the channel and nicking all the Shundos. Nobody does. Everybody's just never going to invite Kiki ever again now. Remember that time when Kiki got a Shundo Aerodactyl on the channel and nobody invited to a raid since? Yeah, I remember that. I hope your Shundo is worth it. You're so mean. Yeah, well, you know, we've got to share the Shundos about, and if you're in the lobby, then obviously it's going to go to you, isn't it, by the sounds of it? So, you know, it's only fair. Until the next person gets a Shundo off my raid invite, that's it now, you're not invited. Once somebody else gets one, then they're the most hated person, so you can come back in the group. Of course, I'm only joking. Or am I? So we've got around about 4 more minutes on our daily. Yeah, 3.5 more minutes on the daily. Has just spawned a Gassio, which is nice. Let's get that little guy. Or am I? Exactly. How many Butterfrees am I planning on doing over the weekend? It all depends on how much a community wants to do. To be honest, I'm definitely wanting the shinies. Latios and Latias this weekend, I wasn't that bothered about, because I would have liked the shinies. I actually ended up getting 2 Latioses shiny, no Latias. But I would have liked the shinies, but I wasn't too bothered if I didn't get them. And I wasn't going to spend a lot of particles on them, because they're just going to be legendary Dynamaxes like all the other legendary Dynamaxes I've got. The Kanto birds, the legendary dogs, none of which I use in any battles, because G-Max is always better. So with G-Max Butterfree, I will be going a little bit harder than the D-Max Latios and Latias, because I want it shiny. And I only tend to max out shiny ones of G-Maxes, because I don't think it makes much difference really, having a maxed out Hundo or a maxed out 84% shiny, because of course you're only switching into it for the attack. So I'm hoping over the course of the day that we can do around about 15, but we'll have to wait and see how many the community want to do, really. I hope with it being a bug type that it's going to be an easy takedown, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, maybe the likes of Cinderace and Charizard may be the most recommended for the day. But again, I will, if people are interested, I will put up a video going over the event details and also the best counters to use and what I'm going to use as a squad in the next couple of days. Maybe around Wednesday time I'll do that, if people are interested on that video, and you can see how I've set up my team. Yeah, I did see a couple of people using Metagross for Latias and Latios, and I actually saw somebody solo one as well. So he soloed a Latios, which is of course a more attacking form of it, and they actually soloed it using a Metagross and then obviously a Gengar, and I think it was obviously move specific. I think you had to wait until it had the right move set, but it was actually soloable, which was pretty cool if you could do it. Me personally, I wasn't wanting to miss out on a 4x catch XP to try it, but yeah, apparently it was soloable. So yeah, big shout out to those who did solo it, because it was a very cool feat. Hey Kunal, how are you? So Daily Adventure Incense done. No Galarian Birds, unfortunately. A little bit disappointed, must admit. But there is a yellow gym here. How long have these people been on this gym for? 13 minutes, right? Okay, we'll leave them. We'll leave them alone. We won't be that cruel. But we haven't had our coins for today, so where are my coins at? I could do with somebody kicking me off that gym there. Maybe somebody will in a minute. Right, so in terms of the live stream tonight, that is pretty much going to be it for tonight. We have done the new Dynamax Kabuto, and at least you're kind. Yeah, I don't like kicking anyone else out of gyms unless you've been there for like 8 hours, especially like around my local village, because not many people play Pokemon, so to get your coins is hard enough, and to get beaten out after like 13 minutes is just ridiculously difficult. So yeah, I'd rather wait until we've been in there for 8 hours, to be fair. But yeah, so the Dynamax Max Monday is now done, Kabuto, and we ended up getting a decent Kabuto. So if we just type in that, we have a 778 Kabuto. I can only assume the Hundo's around 780 or something like that. So yeah, 14, 15, 15, very, very cool 98 Kabuto. And we may even evolve this into Kabutops. In fact, let's do that now. Let's see what the Dynamax Kabutops looks like. It's a shame it isn't a green one. The shiny for Kabuto does look absolutely amazing, I must admit. So yeah, look at that. Pretty cool Pokemon. I do like the old type fossil Pokemon. And there it is. Dynamax Kabutops. Very, very cool Pokemon. Let's just rename him back to Kabutops and then call him 98 afterwards. So that was our best Dynamax Kabutops of the evening. Dans, are you on if I invite you to another Mega Raid? I haven't got any remote raid invites, unfortunately. I don't think so anyway. Let me just check. No, I haven't. I've got some premiums, but I haven't got any remotes, unfortunately. So yeah, if I had some, I'd join you, but unfortunately I'm not hoping to buy any anytime soon. I'm just trying to save me coins up and buy the remotes for when the Eternatus and stuff comes out, those max battles during that weekend. So can you please get one? Unfortunately, I won't be able to today, Kiki. I need to save me coins ready for those Dynamaxes, those Gigantamaxes. So yeah, try and get 50 coins every day and try and save your coins. Free to play and all that. Or trying to be as close as possible to free to play. But it's very, very difficult with all the events. But yeah, so that is going to be it for today's live stream. Unfortunately, very, very decent Dynamax Kabuto like we just seen. And of course, we did that Mega Aerodactyl raid, but no luck with that. And of course, we did Daily Adventure Incense, and again, no luck with that. But we will be live again tomorrow for a Spotlight Hour. And I don't quite know what it is tomorrow, Spotlight Hour, but I'll check beforehand and we'll go live for that tomorrow. So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow. And if you have been watching me for the first time ever, then why not hit that like button? You can do that really easily on mobile by just double tapping the screen. And of course, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and you won't miss when we go live tomorrow as well. So please keep an eye out for the live stream tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you again very soon tomorrow. Bye for now.